Have you ever tried to Google City of the Future? Why they always pictured as a bunch of shiny glass towers and flying cars, of course. Look like this image embedded in any visionary PowerPoint of all around the globe. And if we move the direction, do you think that we can end up in our dystopian sci-fi movies? Can we actually do better? Hi there, and welcome to my channel where we talk on urban development process and what makes our cities look and function the way they do. The holiday season is coming together with this magical moment when we all dream about our future, make New Year's resolution and set up goals and plans. So let's use this moment to dream not only about ourselves, but a bit bigger. Let's dream about the future of our cities. It's kind of sad to admit that regardless our diverse countries, cultures, climates, we most likely will get the same picture. City skyline packed with glass towers, and it feels like the more we follow this self-esteem rush,
harder, better, faster, stronger,
the more it's likely that we end up in our anti-utopian sci-fi movies. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but the difference is not so big. First of all, the colors do their magic. With more or less the same masses design, utopian cities always showcase us perfectly sunny day and dystopian ones the rainy twilight. And now let's recall that in Netherlands, UK, Ireland and many other places in the world, it rains half days in the year. Yeah, it's not hard to imagine how these shiny cities will actually look like. But we keep going up and up, like it's the only solution. Yes, densification is the key to accommodate our fast-growing population and avoid urban sprawl. How many of you actually dream about beauty in a huge anonymous house? Towers is not the only solution. I want to show you one of the most densified neighborhoods in the Netherlands, Bospolder-Tussendijk. There are around 18k inhabitants per square kilometer. That's twice as much as in Singapore. As you can see, the answer is yes, we can do it differently. Yeah, I also was shocked when I saw that numbers. You can argue that there are beautiful penthouses with breathtaking views, and I'll agree with you. I spent a year in a tiny apartment on a 10th floor with amazing view, which could beat any disadvantages of that place. But in these places you need to bear in mind that towers usually don't come alone, and as soon or later your tower will be surrounded with other towers, which might block your view. You will need to climb up again, which brings us to another feature of dystopian cities, which is vertical segregation. Sadly, it's already happening. Many of you might saw this amazing tower with dope swimming pool and a rooftop, but what happened behind the fancy pictures in ArcDaily is that by local laws, developers should provide some affordable houses in that plot, and they did. You might already guess how. They put luxurious apartment on top, with glam and spacious entrance, halls on the ground level, and affordable houses somewhere in the middle, which wouldn't be so bad if they will share the same entrances. But no, these people got a tiny entrance on the backside, next to trash containers. Moreover, all this vertical communication for these buildings require lots of energy and resources. Can we afford moving in this direction during the climate crisis? I'm not sure. I have to mention that since sustainability topic became more prominent, all these futuristic glass towers got a new twist, and now they all covered with extensive greenery. There are researchers and engineers that question the sustainability of these kind of solutions if you take into account the whole life cycle analysis, but for now I will just mention that there are changes happening in this. I bet if you Google just a bit more, you will find other solutions, no? And you are right. Let's start with the completely opposite movement, which is going back to village lifestyle. And the lockdown and COVID pandemic made this trend even stronger. And offices like FX have nice examples of self-sustainable off-grid new villages with own energy, food production and water treatment, and of course, tight communities with sharing facilities and goals. Another extreme are floating cities. Since we keep up warming up our planet, it looks like it's easier to invent floating cities rather than change our behavior. And yeah, even UN is busy with such projects nowadays. And finally, another movement where we use what we already have with maximum efficiency. It's green as much as possible, avoid hard surfaces. It's walkable as much as possible, reduce cars and car parking spots for them. It's climate adaptive and use natural-based solutions. Every possible surface has multiple functions: reduce, reuse, recycle, keep our identities of cities. Yeah, these are more or less the main trends that I noticed so far, and let me know in the comments if you heard of others. Oh, I think I forgot to mention one crazy project in Saudi Arabia that has to be here, which is Line City. Basically what they want to do is to build a city which will consist of one huge linear city with steampunk and sci-fi aesthetics, which is super cool in terms of architecture, but I really doubt it from the urban planning perspective. What do you think about this one? Since I'm an optimist, I want to believe that we will manage to avoid these dystopian pictures, but it means that we all will have to work on it. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year! And I hope to see you next time in the coming year. Bye bye!